Bob, what are you doing?
I am making dinner, Ken. I got very hungry.
When he says hungry, he means hangry.
I was very hangry. I didn't have a chance to eat today, Ken. Why?
Because my Jeep broke.
Because your Jeep broke.
My Jeep broke.
Honestly, handful of trips, I don't know how many we've gone on. This is the first time we've actually had to fix something. And we actually had to fix something.
I actually had to fix it. So on this trip, today we went and ran a really easy trail. We found a cool power line trail and we ran that. But we had breakage on the Jeep, on the JL. It's my upper radiator hose. Son of a gun. And being that it's Hemi swapped, it's not a hose you're just gonna find anywhere sitting around the parts stores. So Bob, luckily we were only about 10-15 minutes away from town. He ran to town, found me a really long hose. It was all crazy and everything. I cut this section out of it, got it put back in. I've been topping it off with antifreeze. We were able to drive all the way back. I need to add some more, down another inch or two. I don't have a bucket or anything to like burp the system, so we're making do. But it drove back, it never got hot. And it happened, I immediately shut it down. I knew immediately what it was. I could smell it. At first, I had just gone through a mud puddle. I was like, oh, I must have got some mud on my exhaust. And then I smelt that sweetness, and I knew immediately what it was, so I hurried up and shut it off and pulled over. She didn't get any temperature into her whatsoever. So we avoided any damage. Like I said, Bob ran to a rise, got me a hose. Had to cut it all off from a different part of hose. Made it happen. Thanks, Bob.
We had a pretty chill day yesterday. Left the campground in the North Phoenix area. Came down to Tucson, our favorite taco stand, for dinner. And then our plan this morning was to wake up, head over to Socorro, New Mexico, to an area that we like, and wheel there for the last few days of our trip before we head back home. But we changed our mind this morning, so we're heading back up to Phoenix for the last 2 days. So basically it's 2 hours and 40 minutes one way. So, we drove a little over 5 hours to eat at the taco truck twice. Dinner last night and breakfast this morning. But it's well worth it. Anyway, so we're gonna head back up to Phoenix. There's a couple trails there that we want to explore. One's called Crapshoot, and I don't remember what the other one is today. And then, hit a few more trails tomorrow. And then probably tomorrow evening or super early the following morning, Thursday, we'll start our drive home. We have, to get to my house anyway from where we are, a little over 30 hours of driving. So definitely want to split that up. That's a lot of driving to do all at once. So it's gonna take us a few days. So we'll make that trek starting here in a day or two, and then be home in time for the weekend. All right, so we are airing down. We took Table Mesa Road again for the third time. There's just so much stuff back here. As I said earlier, we changed our plans this morning and drove back to Phoenix from Tucson after we had some tacos for breakfast. And we found a trail here called Crapshoot. Airing down, we're gonna run that.
Yep, so this is not supposed to be a hard trail. It's like a 5 or a 6. It's kind of a big loop that comes back to Table Mesa, but there's another offshoot on it that a guy rated a 9, but then said he only looked at it through binoculars. So we're gonna go check that out and see if we can't let other folks know that that's maybe not
doable
that hard.
or not doable.
Yeah.
Confirm or deny, right?
Basically. Well, there's so many trails out here. It's just unreal. Every time we turn a corner, there's another trail.
We are like, what, 2 miles, 3 miles in from the highway, and I think we passed at least a half dozen.
Oh yeah, it's just unreal. I will say though, I am shocked that Table Mesa is a Jeep Badge of Honor trail.
It's a dirt road.
Considering A, it's simply nothing more than a dirt road, and B, there is so much trash, garbage, and debris and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's despicable.
We, I mean, Table Mesa Road is an exit off of the highway, off of 17, if that tells you anything. And we followed a truck pulling a horse trailer up here. So,
but there's just so much trash and debris everywhere. It's just unbelievable.
A lot of fun stuff around it, though.
Oh, a lot of really cool trails. So remember I was talking about Table Mesa, and you know, it could be a beautiful road, but this is what the locals do everywhere. There's just piles of trash everywhere. They're literally just destroying their own stuff, and I honestly am surprised that it's even open to be used because of how it's treated. Right straight out of the little pull-out area, there's a couple little ravines and small climbs. One I did put in four-wheel drive. I was spinning tires. That being said, a stock Jeep could have went up it. Just needed a touch of traction in the front. So, and it looks like we're heading into a bunch of really big hills, so that's exciting.
All right, we got a little bit of a descent here off a hill. Doesn't look to be exceptionally steep. I'm at 12 degrees down right now. 10 degrees. It's gonna go a little steeper, but not much. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Nice steady brakes. You can hear mine squeaking. I got a bunch of crap stuck in there, but overall, nice smooth ride.
All right, so we just dropped down this little hole and we got to our first obstacle. It's a pretty good climb. I don't know, so like the problem is video never really gives good depth. So it's actually a pretty darn good climb. There's a couple ways around it. You don't have to take it. I'm gonna take the hard side. It's not gonna be a big deal. This stuff has really, really good traction, so we'll just walk right up it, but we'll get you some video. If I don't make it, tell my mom I love her. So this white sandy type rock, whatever it is, it's literally like sandpaper, didn't even spin a tire. It's super simple. So a much lesser vehicle really wouldn't have a hard time here because there's so much traction. As long as you didn't bottom out, this is actually really simple. And even then, if you did try to bottom out, your vehicle wanted to, you could go to the other side and it would be a lot easier. There's less of a hump. So if you're here, it's definitely worth giving a shot. There's just so much traction. It's really super simple.
Just shifted it into first. Hang on, let me back up. I forgot I had it in drive. Let me back up.
You're good right there.
All right, so I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the video or not, but I started going up the hill and then I backed down because as most of you that have watched the channel and kind of watched the build of my Jeep know that this is about as stripped down a sport as you can get. I don't have a Rubicon. So with that, one of the things that we've noticed in differences between like a Rubicon and my JLU Sport that's been built is the ratios in my transfer case. So when I'm crawling like that, I really need to be in first gear and keep it in manual mode so it doesn't try to shift. So that first time I went up there, I forgot to do that, and my transmission was trying to shift me into third, and I lost my momentum and started slipping a little bit. So I backed back down, put it in first, and just kind of walked right up it. So just want to point that out for everybody else. If you do a build like this on a Sport, you know, it's probably a good idea to save your save your transmission, save your transfer case, everything, and you know, just kind of keep it in first gear and just kind of crawl up nice and easy.
All right, so I just got to the top of this huge climb. Literally just drove all the way up the side of a huge hill. It's not a mountain. Maybe it's a mountain. I think it's just a hill though. You can see Bob way down there working his way up. I get to the top here and I just kept driving because I couldn't see over the hood. and there's nothing. Trail goes that way. It weaves all the way down and back over that way. I didn't know though. Like I said, I was heading up towards the top of the hill. I couldn't see over my hood. All of a sudden I'm like, nah, there's a cactus. I don't think I'm supposed to keep going. But not even hard. I was 4 high, no lockers. Try to stay to the right a little bit. It's kind of off camber, so I didn't want to get in a really loose rubble and start sliding. Nothing hard though, by any means. Really fun. And I mean, here we are. Now out in no man's land, God's country. It's beautiful. Here's Bob.
All right, just finished that super long ascent with that sharp right when you get to the top. I was looking at my off-road pages, and there was like a big off-camber section that kind of tipped you to the driver's side, which was, you know, the ravine. Obviously, I'm already past it, but it peaked at a roll of 22 degrees. Now, you know,
all I know is I have shit falling towards my seats.
now we have the descent, right? So as Ken always says, what goes up must come down. So right now we're at 19. 18, 19, 23, 22, 21. I don't think it's going to get much steeper than that. Nope, probably not. So anyways, so far this is a pretty awesome trail. That off-camber section was, I mean, it wasn't like it was super scary or anything, but it pitched you to the left, to the driver's side, and you're like, I mean, you're staring at a cliff. There's not much trail there. It was super awesome trail so far. Super happy to be out here. Oh, we just hit 24 degrees down. For a second. 24, 25, 25. All right, so we peaked at about 25 on the way back down. So fun trail. Definitely come out and check it out. I believe it's called Crapshoot. It's little offshoot of Table Mesa Road. So I think it's like Table Mesa 9952 is the forest road number or something like that. But apparently it's called Crapshoot.
So after a series of steep up and down hills, nothing super challenging. You always have to keep in mind when I say not something challenging, we're on 38-inch tires and everything. So if you're on 33s, there's a few of those you would have worked a little bit, but still extremely doable. So this is just a great fun trail for anybody coming out and enjoy. After those hills, you drop down into a little creek bed for a brief moment, and then start climbing some little more baby hills, some little mole hills. So we got to some power lines, and the trail continues back north again, and it's just a kind of a 2-track, nothing difficult whatsoever. I've been riding the crap out of my brakes coming down these hills, so they're starting to squeal some, but who cares? We can deglaze those later. But right now it's all just kind of a dirt 2-track. There's a cutoff according to my Onyx off-road app, and the cutoff says that the trail's a 9. But then the guy that described the trail said that he never actually ran it, that he took and looked at it through binoculars. Now, that sounds pathetic to me. The guy could know what he's talking about. He could be completely right. Or he could drive a Toyota. I'm just kidding. I don't hate Toyotas. It's just funny. So we're going to actually peel off on that trail and go check it out. It might be a 9. It might not even be doable. It could be a 2. We have no idea. So we're going to go check it out just for fun and see what it is. All right, so we got to the trail that's called... here, let's look at Onyx Off-Road. It's called... I got mediocre signal. It's called like Trail TV1 Die Hard. It says it's 1.7 miles long. It's a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna tell you, I don't have a feeling that this is a 9 out of a 10. So here's the trail beginning. I see standard tire tracks, but who knows? So I'm gonna head into this. We're gonna check this out. If it gets really stupid, then we'll turn around. But otherwise, let's go run it. I would definitely say so far this is a much more technical trail. It's very narrow. It's like the bottom of a V, so it's like a big washout area. And there's lots of ledges and boulders and stuff. Lots of ledges and boulders and stuff. So this is definitely a much more technical trail. Super fun, super fun so far. Again, we're on 38s. I'm running 4 high, no lockers so far. No issues so far, but it is a tight technical piece of trail here. Start turning left, right, right there, straight. Start turning right. There you go. Right, right, right. Perfect. So we walked a little ahead on the trail because a couple of the smaller but yet a little bit bigger rocks showed up.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Hold on. The trail description being a 9 was definitely done by an amateur.
Well,
it was done by an amateur because this is not a 9. It's like a 9.5.
I was gonna say that binocular guy has pretty good eyes,
He's
even
dead
with
on.
his binoculars.
He's dead on.
I kind of want to show you through some of these. When we say boulders, I mean Ken,
Monsters.
these are boulders. These
Yeah.
aren't like big rocks.
Yeah, these are boulders. So I will say that I think I found a way to get our Jeep all the way through all of this so far. Guaranteed body damage. Maybe not even severe body damage, but there's gonna be body damage. We go home basically tomorrow. I'm not wanting to destroy my crap. I think this is absolutely a 9 trail, but doable for our Jeeps on 38s with lockers and all the goodies that we have on it. But there's a lot of what ifs. And it's already like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got a million reasons that we're not doing this today. But let's go look at some of the
Let's
lines.
go look at, yeah, you can walk us through kind of what you see, because obviously you're far more experienced than I am. And when we got here, I was like, I don't even see a trail through here. And you're like, oh no, we put a tire here, put a tire there, kind of walk through the whole thing. And when you explain it to me, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Ken, let's get like a little vantage point over here of me, 5'8". I'm gonna stand at this one first, which we're saying.
We're gonna say 5'8.5" to give him some credit.
All right, 5'8.5". So that's got to be at least what, 6 feet? 6.5?
Show me how big 8 inches is first. Yeah. So that being said, if you went up and around there, I think there's actually a good route through right here. You gotta remember, we're coming from the other direction.
We're coming
So,
down. But again,
I think this V-notch is
here
completely
I am
doable.
for reference.
Yeah, I think the V-notch is completely doable here. But it just gets worse. Or better.
Depending on your perspective.
It literally is just a minefield of big, huge boulders, which makes me super excited. But again, last day, We've only had a few minor issues with our vehicles, and this is going to cause more than an issue or two. So while I will tell you, if your vehicle's built, you absolutely can do this trail. And I absolutely know we can do this trail. But I can't guarantee there won't be any damage whatsoever and we go home tomorrow. And how far of a drive is it, Bob?
30 hours.
Yeah.
2,000 miles from here.
2,000 miles, 30 hours with broken Jeeps.
Doesn't sound fun.
So this is where I say self-preservation always comes into play. Could we do it? Yeah. Is it gonna be easy?
No.
No, but you're going downhill, that helps, right? But we have to come see the world, not conquer it, because I still have to drive home to my children and my woman. So we're gonna turn around.